What's up, everybody? I want to do a little, tour of the plants, what we got going on here, and a little bit of care guide, especially because it's gonna be springtime here soon. So just gonna go through my plants, kind of how I take care of all of them, and just show you around all the plants. I haven't done this in a very long time, so let's jump into it. Sit back, relax, and enjoy. And let me know if you have any questions down below on any of these plants, or if you have any recommendations for any of these plants. So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Okay, let's jump right into it. We have a whole bunch to get through. So we're gonna start off with my pileas. We have a couple of these, 2 are my fiance's, 2 are mine, some of the babies offshoots of them. So let's jump into it. Here's one of our pileas here. I'll show you the other one in a second. The mother plant sitting over there is still a lot bigger than this one. But for these pileas, it just sits on our windowsill over here, kind of next to the yucca and stuff. This is a east-facing window, I believe. So we just water this about once a week, every other week maybe. We let the soil almost completely dry out until the bottom, maybe a little bit like down here, bottom inch or so, couple inches. And then we re-water it, and it's a fantastic plant. Super easy. Doesn't really care too much how much water it gets, just making sure it has some water eventually. And then we also, for the babies, like all these right here, we'll cut these off and propagate them. I actually have them right there. You just cut the roots down below and they propagate super easily. Really good gifts. They make really good gifts if you want to give them out to anybody. Throw them in some water, give them a couple weeks and throw them some soil, and they're good to go usually. And, I mean, it just looks cool. There's a very unique leaf shape of the coin, which I really like. And let me show you the other one. I know you all have seen this one before. This is the mother plant. This is my fiance's. Actually, she's had this for, I think, 8 years, 9 years or something like that. It is huge. You see all the babies down below here are not actually babies. They're actually offshoots from the mother branch. And there's a couple babies like this one right here is a baby. But see those ones like this one right here? It's an offshoot. It's not even like coming out of the soil. It's coming from the actual plant. So we'll probably keep it like that. But these are one of the cool ones and has little eyes on it. So it stares at people as they look at it. Here's one of my favorites I've had for, going on 5, 6 years or something like that. This is one of my jades. This is one of the smaller ones, but it looks really cool. And of course it's a jade, so not a whole bunch of water is needed. I think we water this every other week, maybe every 3 weeks or so. At least once a month, not more than twice a month. So this is a beautiful plant. This is super easy. This also just sits on the windowsill over there. Doesn't really do too much. I mean, the growth is really good. This used to be like a little 2-inch pot, maybe, I think it was a 2-inch pot that I got from like a nursery or something like that. And it's done really good. Definitely need to rotate it. As you can see, like all this stuff is sticking that way. So once I place it back down, we're gonna rotate it. So it starts going back this way. This one I don't really propagate. I've tried a couple of times. I put it like in wet paper towel and let it try to like germinate and get the roots out, but haven't had too much luck with it. But I'm gonna probably try again this spring and see what happens. But these are also really cheap. I think you can get these for like $6 or something like that usually, if not like for a few dollars at a little garden center. They're really nice. They're really cool plants to have, and I enjoyed a lot. And going on down the line here, we have the Monstera Thai Constellation. Look at that. It is beautiful. You get some aerial roots down there as well. But this is a beautiful plant. Look at the fenestrations on there. Look at the variegation. It's doing really well for an apartment plant. Look at that. It's looking really good. Huge leaves. Maya and I had huge leaves. We just repotted it a couple months ago. Looking really good. We got this one from Target a couple years ago for like 30 bucks. My fiance went there, she's like, this is an amazing steal, we have to get it. I'm like, of course. Because it used to be like 170 bucks, 180 bucks, and now they've gone down a lot in price. And now I saw that Target has these out again, but they're like charging 40, 50 bucks. I'm like, we got this for 30 bucks a couple years back, and it's still doing really good. Definitely need some water. As you can see, this one's starting to droop down a little bit, but this gets watered about once a week or so. We like to keep the soil moist because it is a Monstera. And other than that, it just kind of sits on the windowsill as well. You see a theme. A lot of these just sit over there and really don't do anything. We have a couple behind you with some trailing and some like snake plants back there we'll get into. But this one, a lot of our high sun ones sit on the sill over here because we are in that apartment and we don't have too many windows. So wherever we can get light, we can. And look at this one last time. Beautiful plant. Actually, this leaf just came out up here. So we really enjoy that. Moving on to our Thanksgiving cactus. This one definitely needs a little bit of water, as you can see. But it's looking real nice. It bloomed a few months ago or so, so we cut those off, and this water maybe gets watered once a month, if not once every other month. It doesn't take a lot of water, which is nice. So that just kind of stays over there. We have to pull it back a little bit. It's starting to purple up a little bit, and I was reading that if it's starting to get a little purple, that means it's a little too much sun. So we're gonna have to move it from the seal down to like one of these tables or something, a little bit more out of the way of the sun. So definitely a really cool plant. It looks amazing in my opinion. Just wanna show you. You can get these pretty cheap as well, but look at that. These are definitely cool. They bloom around that Thanksgiving time and then early spring as well. And then I believe a little bit in the summer, it'll probably, depending on how much light and fertilizer you give it, it'll bloom again. So super easy plant. It's been a staple. We got this as a gift, a Christmas gift, like 2 years ago, 3 years ago at this point. And it's still rocking and rolling. We have it in a terracotta pot to help with that drainage of the water. So it just sucks it all out, which is nice. And if you put a cactus in there, it just looks cool. Now we are moving on to my pride and joy. This is my other jade that I have. This thing is absolutely huge and leaves are already falling off because it does need a little bit of water. But this thing is 7 years old. I got this the same time I got the other jade from the exact same nursery. And this one looks amazing. You see, it is huge. And for this, I water this every other week or so and fertilize it once a month, every other week in the summer. And as well, what I like to do is sometimes for these longer ones, I'll chop this off here so it promotes more growth, especially if it's starting to get a little bit leggy. And I do that right before the springtime or right beginning of the springtime. So in the growing season of the summer, that it regrows and grows back stronger. So this is a beautiful plant, highly recommend, super easy. Sits over next to the windowsill next to the cactus and the monstera. And it is a great addition if you like a fast growing plant. And this thing probably weighs 20 pounds right now. It's a big boy. It's in a terracotta pot as well because it just makes it look really, really good. And it's one of the only pots that I could find that is big enough and that wasn't like 50 bucks. So super easy plant, super cool, and definitely my pride and joy of the collection. Continuing going down the line, we have our string of hearts here. Look at that beauty, looking real nice. But this is, I think, 6 months old. We haven't had this for super long. We got this in the beginning of this year. This is my fiance's plant. I don't really do strings of anything, strings of hearts, string of pearls. There's a couple of them that you'll see. I don't really touch them too often because I've killed every single one that I have. But this is a beautiful plant. This gets watered about the same schedule every other week or so, depending on how humid it is in here or how dry it is. If it dries out a little bit faster, basically when the whole thing gets dried out, we'll water it. And then for fertilizer, same schedule as most other plants here, every other week or so, or weekly, like super diluted fertilizer we'll put in here every week depending on what fertilizer we have out at the moment. But it's looking really good. It's starting to grow a lot for the springtime, and it's a nice little plant. It looks really good. Can be a pain, and that's why I don't like them. I think they look awesome. I just have a very hard time taking care of them. Moving on down the line here, we have our huge yucca plant here. It has 3 stems coming off the bottom of it. Look at right there, you can see 3. This is a beautiful plant. I think this was about 30 bucks from our greenhouse. I've had this one for 3 years now, 4 years. It's been a little while. It looks really good. This one's super simple. Water it once a month or so. Just kind of lifting the corner of the seal. Gets a lot of light, really likes it. And it looks like I do need some water on here. And it grows pretty fast. This used to be pretty small, but now looking at it, I'm like, whew, this thing definitely is growing, and it has grown a lot in the last couple of years. I like it a lot. I think it looks really cool. I like the tropical plants. Makes them more like beachy, fun summertime vibes in here during the winter here in Minnesota. When it gets very nasty outside, I can walk in and be like, okay, it's not as bad if we didn't have any plants. So definitely like it. Great addition. And it's a nice bulky plant to kind of fill up a little bit of space as well. I just dropped this plant and got the dirt everywhere on the floor, so we're gonna make this one quick. But this is the string of pearls, and this is my fiance's as well. Don't tell her that I dropped it because she would kill me, but it's looking really good. This is on a macrame hanging up next to the window, so it gets a lot of sun. I'm gonna have to fix this, but it gets a lot of sun, and it's looking really good. This thing gets watered at the same time as the string of hearts does. So basically, when it dries out, we'll water it. This just got watered a couple days ago. As you can see, the soil is quite moist in here. This gets fertilized every other week as well in the springtime, and about once every other month in the winter time, or like the dormant season. And it is a great addition. And if you like the string of pearls, string of hearts, string of dolphins, whatever, it looks fantastic next to all of them. The next one up next to the string of pearls in a macrame as well as own macrame, we have this fishbone cactus. And look at this bad boy. This thing is growing like a weed. But this one's really cool. It's a fur cactus. I really like it. It does have some unique characteristics about it. Like, it doesn't have too many spikes here on most of these. If you go over here, there's a couple, but it looks really cool. I think it has a unique appearance to it with these wavy leaves. It looks really cool in my opinion. For the kind of care of this, you don't really do too much. Water about once a month or so once it's completely dried out. It is in that succulent family, so kind of just watch it kind of squeeze up a little bit, like this one right here. This one definitely needs some water. It's starting to get a little squishy and stuff, so, and you can see the soil definitely dry, and we have a couple of these around here for sticky traps for gnats, so you'll see that in a couple of these, but not super hard to take care of. Just some indirect sunlight or some very bright light will be just fine for it. And then it does dry out, so as soon as it dries out, water and then fertilize it every 2 weeks as well. Like, most of this fertilizer is about the same for everything except for like the snake plants and a couple other things, but most of these 2-week fertilizer, and basically once this is completely dried out, we water it. Up next is our Monstera and Ansoni. Looking good. Definitely needs some work. I've had some issues with it. As you can see, it's dying a little bit, so we've been moving around. We just got this. This was a hand-me-down plant from somebody, so we're working on trying to figure out where the best it's gonna be, but good sign. Look at that leaf. It's still growing here a little bit, so same with right here. There's a couple leaves popping out, which is a good sign, but this thing gets watered about the same as the Monstera. Try to keep on that same schedule and about the same amount of light. Obviously it's not working out very well, so we're doing some testing and some more research, but it's looking good for what it is. We've not been able to keep one of these alive. We've had a few of these in our time as plant owners, but we're gonna try again for this one. So I'm gonna kind of skip over this one because we still haven't figured this one out yet. And if you need any research, do it yourself, because I clearly don't know exactly what I'm doing with this plant yet. And these aren't technically potted plants, but they're still plants, right? And I just showed you this a little bit ago with the Pilea, but these are water propagations here. We have 2 sets of these. One of them is completely empty because we just moved a set of them to soil, but these are looking good. We have a Pilea in here, another Pilea, and a pothos. So the other ones in the bedroom have a philodendron and a pothos in there as well. So we're gonna mention these and then we're gonna move on. See back here, we have our philodendron down here. It's just your basic philodendron, looking really good. It's very healthy in the corner over there. It's in its own macrame, as you see, straight from the ceiling. It gets some indirect light, which it loves. It's growing like a weed. This thing just never stops growing. Never stops growing, which is awesome. And we water that thing about, much as we do with the pothos, it's about once a week probably. Once a week, once every other week, not super long periods in between, because it does like a little bit of water in there, not like a tropical like the Monstera does, but definitely likes a lot of moisture. As long as it doesn't have root rot, it should be good to go. Water about once a week, fertilizer every 2 weeks as well. We have a couple on the ground over here. We have a regular rubber tree here. This thing is kicking along. This thing gets watered about every other week as well. This has some growth going on it, but huge pot. We had to get rid of a couple of them because they were starting to rot a little bit, so we yanked those out with the roots, but this thing is starting to grow up again. It is springtime, so definitely shedding the dormant season and going. We fertilize this, same schedule. Actually, so this one gets about once a month or so, but once a month we will, I guess, water and fertilize. This one doesn't have super much water in it, so about once a month, and fertilize once a month as well. Another one sitting on the ground is a Stracana. It's looking good. It's definitely a little sparse. We're waiting for the springtime to hit this one. This one gets watered about the same as the rubber tree, about once a month as well, and fertilized about once a month when we water it. And I don't know, this one's a cool one. Sits in the corner. These ones are decently cheap. You can get these for like 30-35 bucks, and they are a bigger space plant, which is nice if you want to take up a little bit more space. And we love it. No complaints about this one, except that sometimes these die off and just leave a whole bunch of mess on the ground. So gotta be care of that and just rip them off when they are dead. We have our variegated rubber tree over here as well, sitting in that little plant stand over down there. And this one's looking really good as well. This one's actually doing a lot more growth than the other 2 down there, so maybe we gotta rise the other ones up a little bit, but same watering schedule as the other 2. Once a month watering, once a month fertilizing. We might up the fertilizer to every other week, kind of in the springtime here soon. We do have a couple of these sunspots on here, so might pull it away from the window just a little bit, but other than that, it's looking really good. I love the way these look. I like this better than just a regular one. I love a variegated rubber tree, and it looks cool. So we have a couple smaller ones here. I'm gonna start with this snake plant here. This sits in the corner behind you. Not necessarily, it's probably indirect light, not bright, just regular indirect light. Looking good. This is a one that we had to pull out from an old snake plant and repot this because a cat got into it and just kind of teared up the roots. Didn't eat it, just kind of tore up the roots a little bit. But this one's doing good. This one gets watered once a month, maybe probably every 6 weeks or so is a better bet. And then moving on to the ZZ. This is our Raven ZZ, one of the Raven ZZs that we have. Looking real good. Same watering schedule as the snake plant, about every 6 weeks or so, maybe four to 6 weeks, depending on how dry it is. Like as soon as this gets super dry, it starts to get a little leggy like this one, kind of flop over. So this one definitely needs a bit of water. Fertilizer, about every 3 to 4 weeks or so, about once a month, I would say, for both of these as well. And they're going good. Definitely, they're not growing fast because that's just the nature of these two plants, but they're growing. I believe this is a Philodendron Birkin, I want to say. Not my plant, it's my fiance's plant. I think that's what it is. And all I know is this one gets watered on the same schedule as the pothos and other philodendrons. It's about every 2 weeks or so. This gets watered, or when it's, kind of drying up a little bit faster. This one sits under on our entertainment center, so this gets indirect light as well. Probably a little bit bright indirect light. And this thing is actually growing like a weed. You can see all the new growth happening on this thing. I think this looks awesome. I like the little bit lighter of a green color. We have a lot of darker green plants over in this corner. So sitting on this corner in the other side of the apartment, looking really good. Like the kind of the multicolored leaves here. They looking really, really good. Fertilized every 2 weeks as well. And other than that, I don't know a whole bunch about this plant, but all I know, it looks real good. And then moving on, we have a little hydro plant here. It's just a philodendron as well. But you can see there's some going on down there. I think this is really cool. I got this from Home Depot like 3 years ago or so. We just keep it watered. That's all you gotta do. Keep this one watered. You can make these up. This is basically just a propagation. That's all it is. But I call it a hydro plant because it's never moving to the soil. It's gonna stay in water for the rest of its life. And this one's super easy to take care of, like 10 bucks at Home Depot right now, I think. I was there a couple weeks ago and they still have them. So very popular. Or you can buy these little bulbs probably on Etsy or like Amazon or something and make your own by just putting a cutting in there. I've done that a few times, but looks real good. Just make sure you change out the water about once a month or so. Otherwise it's gonna get this yucky green color. We definitely need to rinse this and clean this one out. But other than that, super easy to take care of, and it just looks cool. It's a little, put this on your desk too. Think about getting one of these for my office. Just put it right on my desk. That's a little like desk plant. So I removed the floor here because I got two here that I don't really want to keep up the entire time. This one is our snake plant that we just moved from that corner of the room to right in front of here. This gets bright indirect light as well, and we've actually seen a lot of good things happening when we move this. It's definitely a lot happier. It's perking up a lot more. So snake plants do like a little bit of light at least. And then back here, we have this is our mother pothos. This thing is huge. This is a 2-gallon pot, I believe, back here. And this thing just grows like a weed. This thing gets watered about once a month, fertilized every other week as well, sometimes weekly, depending on how fast you want it to grow. And then for this one gets watered about once a month or so. It's in a terracotta pot, so it does lose a little bit of water a lot faster compared to like some of the other ones around here. And we fertilize this about once a month or so as well, along with the other ones. And that wraps it up. That's all we got in the living room here. We have a couple more in the office and a couple in the bedroom. So if you want another video of just like a plant tour of the other spaces, let me know. But this is just the living room, what we have in here. Good amount of plants, a lot of simple plants in here, a lot of easy ones to take care of. We don't go anything too extravagant because we have in the past, and they just die out because we just can't keep that environment in this apartment. But if you have any recommendations for us, or there's like plants that you absolutely love and you like think this would be in a good space, please let me know. I'd love to know. We like looking at plants. We go to the greenhouse probably once a month, if not more at this point. So please let me know. If you have any tips or anything else, let me know as well. And you'll have a fantastic day. See you in the next one.